Hey, Sawyer! President, come on, work, boy. Get to the front, Richard. Get to the front. There you go.
No.
Yeah. There you go.
I was going out. Right here.
All right, sir.
Oh, it's splitting time. Boys.
Club car president. I think it's 2004 or 8. I don't know. You can find it in the serial number lookup. She's doing pretty good though. It's got that lithium Husky 2 big battery, 100 amp hour in there. Upgrade I just did, and it's hauling a big load of wood and the log splitter, so I'm splitting wood. Alright, if you're wondering why I split so much wood, or I used to split a lot more wood, but I don't anymore. I just do it for my shop now. I bought this log splitter from Tractor Supply about 10 years ago. Maybe a little less, maybe about 5 to 10 years ago. Gonna get a log splitter. Kind of shut down on me for a little bit there. My dad was using it and said couldn't keep it running. So I pulled the gas tank off. I cleaned all the gas out of there, old fuel out of there. New air filter, carburetor, spark plug, changed the oil, just a tune up. And it fired right up. You know, I mean, it's been running good. So it's original. Everything's original on it. It's been pretty. I paid like $1,000 for this thing. Like I said, 5 to 10 years ago. But here we go. Let me see if I ain't cranked it up in about 2 weeks. Got the gas on. Got the choke on. Got my throttle up. Make sure your on-off switch is on. Let's see if she hits. Nope. Second. Pretty good. Second hit. I'm gonna start splitting some wood. Alright, you just seen me cut the gas off. Still hear it running in the background. That's how I like to store my gas engines. I like to cut the gas off, and also that gas that's in there has stabilizer marine grade 360, whatever you buy from AutoZone, Harbor Freight, or not Harbor Freight, Walmart. You hear it loping? It's running out of gas right now. Anyhow, I like to do that, and then I'm going to take it up here on the hill and store it under the shed. Alright, we're back at the shop. Got a little bit of wood now for the fireplace. Old club car did excellent, as always. Show you a little bit about this fireplace. Alright, this is a Fisher wood burning stove. This is the Mama Bear edition. I paid $300 for this wood burning stove about 15 years ago. I had it in a single wide trailer. Everybody said I was crazy, but it worked for 10 years. So anyhow, so I didn't know this about this kind of stove whenever I bought it. They don't make them no more. The reason being is because it has a 6-inch flue. Sometime in the 70s, the EPA or some committee or somebody with the government said all fireplaces have to have an 8-inch flue. So Fisher said, you know what, we're not doing that. We just won't make wood burning stoves no more. And they quit making them. What makes these so valuable in such a good wood burning stove is that all the steel is like either bent or stamped, and they have very little welds. They just got a weld here, weld there, weld there, a weld down here. I mean, it seems like a lot of welds, but if you look at a lot of other wood burning stoves, they like I had a friend of mine, I don't remember what kind, he had some off-brand wood burning stove, and he would burn through that amount of wood I just showed y'all outside of one night, on a cold night. It just ate the wood. It ate the firewood. That amount of wood right there will last me probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 good nights in this shop, you know. But I don't stay in here. It'll actually last me a lot longer, because I only burn for about 6 hours at a time, and then I cut it off. Now, the way you cut it to ramp the fire up and cut the fire down, you may ask how I cut it off, if you don't know. These fireplaces have dampers on them. I can increase the fire by letting more air in, or I can decrease the fire by closing the air off. And I usually like to find a nice little, and if you just want it to float at an idle, what you do is you adjust them dampers to get the temperature you want it to maintain, because you can make it real hot, or you can make it kind of cool, or you know, I got it pretty hot right now. Not really, but some people say it's hot. So I did my flue like this because I didn't want to. It goes up in 90s. I 90'd it out, and it comes out. It's another 90, and then I got you might hear some bang bang. One of my kids practicing. You see that silver piece up there? That's a triple insulated stainless steel piece of pipe that's designed to go through walls or attics or anything like that. I just had that piece. I figured it was the most weatherproof piece, because if you just buy this black pipe, stove pipe, if it's outside, it will rust and it's not good for outside. So that's the only one that I had. I had that from my old house where I had it going. I actually had it piped through a window. I opened up the window in the single wide. I piped it through there, and then I hit a T, and then I went up above my peak. And anytime you ever put a fireplace in, you have to go up above the peak of the roof, the highest point of the roof. Okay. So it's just a little knowledge about my fireplace. It's a wood burning stove, people call it. On the bottom side of this stove is a weld, like where they welded like 1970 something. I think it's either 74 or 70. I don't know. I don't know the year. And also, if you look right here, it's got little bear feet on it. Okay. Got one on the back right there. I got all four of them. Okay. Now, these are little brass bear feet, and I didn't know this whenever I bought this thing. But this stove is worth about $1,200 the way it's sitting right now. It needs a couple fire bricks on the inside, but it really don't affect it. These things are valuable, man, because if you ever find a Fisher brand, you might want to get it if you're in the market for one, because if you can get your hands on them, I've seen them like this without the feet, rusty, like holes almost rust through them, sell them for $300. I got very lucky. I was blessed. I bought this one for $300. It is in a little rougher shape than it's in now. And when I put my new house here, I had this sitting in the Connex for a couple years, and I brought it in this shop when I got it built, and I refinished it, and I painted it with the high heat grill paint. And it's got the gold Fisher outlines on it. But them feet right there by themselves are probably $200-300, depending on the condition they're in on eBay, and they'll polish up the brass if I wanted to. And like I said, one of these, so they got the Papa Bear version. That's a 2-door fireplace. It pretty much looks just like this with one sitting beside it, and they got 2 doors on it. It's really big. This is the Mama Bear version, and then they have a step down, which is the Baby Bear version. And they're excellent wood burning stoves. Like I said, that's another video. I got a cast iron pot I got from Tractor Supply, and that's what I keep water in. Just keeps a little moisture in there. And you might ask why I got the wood back there like that, or if it gets hot enough. I got it probably about a foot or so off the wall. It don't get that hot. I mean, it gets hot. That tin will get so hot that you can't put your hand on it. But that's why I have the wood there. I put a little vent. It's got an air gap in it. And I didn't want my tin to have a hot spot on the outside of my building. Now, when I had this thing in a single wide, pipe through a window, I bought a piece of plaster concrete board, and those are what they usually put around fireplaces and all that when they build houses. But out in the shop, I just use plywood. I had this plywood laying around from when I put this floor in here. I built this floor out of wood, paid like $500 for all the lumber, maybe $1,000 for it. The bricks, they're just sitting in there. Got a little 2x4 frame out, and you're going to want to do that if you ever do something like this, because you do get a little ash, and being on a wood floor, you know, might catch fire. So I've had this thing in here going on about 4 years now, and she's running good. I'm always doing something around the house. I got a little special project. I got a couple special projects I'm working on right now. I actually picked up another four-wheeler for my middle son. I still got the golf cart project I'm working on. I'm just doing a little bit at a time. So, I'll show you the four-wheeler I picked up. It's a 1991 Honda 4Trax 200D. So apparently they're hard to find parts for, which I didn't know that, of course, until after I bought it. Right now I got it tore down a little bit. Here it is in its glory. Looks good. I'm gonna re-vinyl that seat again with some better vinyl. I'm gonna make it black. I got the carburetor pulled out. Got the plug out. Now they do sell aftermarket carburetors and plugs and little ignition stuff. I got the light switch out. It was getting a little funky. I sprayed some electrical cleaner in there, electronic cleaner. All it is pretty much alcohol. But yeah, I mean, it's a sweet little ride. I may have overpaid for it. I'm not sure. I don't really care. It does run. It runs good for the most part. Did need a new carburetor and need a new chain. I've already installed the new chain. And the reason why y'all don't have a lot of video on this is because I'm gonna make a video whenever I get it done and it running good and all that. Still got the Predator over here. Been tinkering with it a little bit, and I'm gonna show you all this in another video as well. I got it where it's running now. This is my fabbed up exhaust manifold, and I'll explain all that in the part 2 of that series. So like I said, I got some things going on. There's a head to a 2.2 liter 4-cylinder S10. That started out as a spark plug video change out and ended up being a head gasket change out, which we're not making a video of that because that's my dad doing all that work, because I was just gonna sell it. So got a lot going on out here in the old shop. Painting the gas tank to the four-wheeler. So I'm making little videos as I go. Alright, like and subscribe.